This is frankly an astonishing story, but one which is, sadly, entirely predictable. If you look at the global push to transition away from fossil fuels as a cheap and secure energy source and towards renewables, who will benefit the most? Which country is going to be supplying all the electrical infrastructure and EVs to the rest of the world for the foreseeable future? Which country has a stranglehold on the minerals and rare earth metals that the rest of us will need to implement this transition? And from a geopolitical standpoint, which country would like nothing more than to see the West's energy security destroyed by its foolish pursuit of net zero? I think we all know the answer. So is it any coincidence that the very same country is working with gullible progressive environmental groups in the West that are advocating for that very same move away from secure and reliable energy and covertly providing funding and support so that their message is heard loud and clear? Policies are changed with the ultimately detrimental result of weaker security of those countries. I'll give you a hint. It's not a coincidence. It's entirely planned. Welcome back to MGUY, British engineer and lawyer, now Sydney-based YouTuber. Please make sure you've clicked that subscribe button down below and enabled all notifications so you don't miss out on any future videos. And if you'd like to support this channel, why not buy me a coffee? Click the link in the description or scan the QR code on screen. It's much easier to destroy a country from within rather than have to go to war, and China is helping that progress along in the US, and probably here in Australia and elsewhere as well, by means of energy transition advocacy groups linked to the Chinese Communist Party that are waging economic warfare on their host countries. Everyone knows that energy security is national security, and without the former, it is much harder to maintain the latter. Unlike China, which is happy to keep burning as much fossil fuel as it needs to achieve its aims, if you abandon that cheap and dependable energy source and instead embrace complex, expensive and unreliable renewables, you immediately undermine that energy security. So the CCP is cleverly giving an extra push to those countries to help them on their way towards net zero oblivion. And China will benefit in two ways. It can sell us all the equipment, minerals and metals that we have no hope of making domestically, and it will also tighten the stranglehold on its geopolitical rivals by controlling the supply of those very same items. It's a clever strategy, you've got to admit. At least in the US, this tactic has been exposed by a new report, which shows just how far the CCP will go to achieve its strategic goals. And you can bet it's happening here as well. Green Group with ties to Chinese Communist Party, part of network influencing US policy. This isn't environmentalism, it's economic warfare. The Chinese Communist Party is using American non-profits to make us dependent on their supply chains, from solar panels to EV batteries, while our policymakers walk straight into the trap, said Michael Lucci, CEO of State Armor, which produced the report. A national security watchdog group is asking members of Congress to take a closer look at an energy transition advocacy non-profit that has ties to the Chinese Communist Party, CCP. According to State Armor, the watchdog group, non-profits are coordinating with US climate groups to influence climate policy, advance the interests of the CCP, and undermine US national security. A new report by State Armor argues that the CCP is co-opting the American progressive climate change lobby to advance a transition away from fossil fuels. The alternative technologies being pushed by this lobby, according to the report, create significant economic and geopolitical advantages by undermining US energy dominance and leaving it dependent on Chinese supply chains for its energy production. It creates a dependence on our side and deprives us of a natural strength, which is our energy independence that comes from other resources, Michael Lucci, CEO of State Armor, told Just the News. State Armor is a non-profit organisation dedicated to advocating for state solutions to global security threats. Besides the dependency on China for energy supply chains, the US may be vulnerable as a result of malicious actions. The State Armor report notes that recent Reuters reports, based on anonymous sources, that rogue communication devices were installed in solar panels coming out of China. So why would that be there? It's just there, so Beijing could shut things off over here, Lucci said. The report focuses on Energy Foundation China, EFC, and documents the group's ties to climate advocacy groups in the US that are influencing climate policy. Energy Foundation China describes itself as a 5013 non-profit, which says its mission is facilitating exchanges with and providing grants to policy research groups, industry associations, academic institutions, and non-governmental organizations committed to sustainable energy development and the energy transition. According to the report, Energy Foundation China has ties to the Chinese government and coordinates with the CCP. It purportedly embedded itself in American universities and supported an event in 2023 in which California Governor Gavin Newsom visited China. Lucci said the group functions as a central node that's part of a larger network. A key concept with China is what's called a united front. This is their broad approach to political warfare. It's Leninist. It's actually directly out of Lenin where they get it. It's a communist approach to political warfare. And they stand up central nodes or central institutions like EFC. And then, around that, they try to just build any allies they can that are aligned with a communist vision or China's vision, and to attack or to delegitimize those who stand against the party's interest. The party's interest on energy in this case, Lucci explained. Well, there's a link to the full report itself in the description, but as this extract explains, it claims that Energy Foundation China is funding a range of climate advocacy groups in the US with the aim of influencing policy. The group has spent millions each year to bankroll climate advocates who promote phasing out fossil fuels and implementing green energy alternatives like the Rocky Mountain Institute, RMI, and Natural Resources Defense Council, NRDC, the latter of which was the target of a 2018 congressional inquiry into whether it should register as a foreign agent based on its Chinese funding. More recently, Congress has also opened an investigation into Energy Foundation China, citing concerns over RMI's climate study used by the Biden administration to push the elimination of gas stoves. The campaign to shift away from gas ovens to electric stoves is part of a broader effort to rewire American homes. At this point, since neither the United States nor its Western allies produce electrical components at a scale that would be appropriate for such a transition, the rewiring would likely entail mostly Chinese inputs, a further step in the direction of dependence on the CCP for critical infrastructure. Well, the report is already causing concern within industry, and it has been brought to the attention of the US government, not surprisingly given the national security implications. Jason Isaac, CEO of the American Energy Institute, said in a statement that the report lays bare how the CCP has co-opted climate activism to push for energy technologies that are manufactured, mined, and controlled by China. From solar panels to EV batteries and rare earth minerals, our supply chains are increasingly entangled with a foreign adversary that uses forced labor, ignores environmental safeguards, and openly aims to dominate the global energy future. This isn't progress, it's dependence, Isaac said. In a letter to the chairs of House and Senate committees, including Representative James Comer, chair of the House Oversight Committee, and Senator Chuck Grassley, chair of the Senate Judiciary Committee, Lucci explained that the group was formed to help the US resist Chinese influence and maintain US sovereignty. Lucci outlines the finding of the report and the risks it says Chinese influence poses to the US. The letter urges Congress to initiate investigations and provide oversight into what Lucci calls a grave and ongoing threat to our national security. Well, as we know, China makes all the right noises about reducing fossil fuel use. But the reality is that the country will continue to burn billions, yes, that's billions with a B, of tons of coal a year for decades to come. It is more interested in economic growth and its own energy security than pandering to the net zero zealots. Yes, they have wind and solar, but coal is king and will continue to be so for a very long time. So while that country is putting its own interests first, the self-loathing West is dismantling its reliable electricity grids and foolishly deluding itself that it can power 21st century economies with renewables. When that fails, as it inevitably will, the West will be weakened and impoverished, and it will be China that will hold all the cards. Thanks very much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed it. If you've got any tips or stories, go there. If you'd like to watch another video, go there. If you'd like to buy me a coffee, go there. And please subscribe to the channel.